It took a while for my wife, 28 female, and me to have any real conversation about the bruise on her neck. We were stuck between arguing and her showering our daughter, 4 female, and me with affection. I rarely saw the bruise because she was turtlenecked up, but I did note the healing process from reddish purple to yellow. There wasn't any more discussion about the Vegas retreat. She made it clear she was done talking about it and that she shouldn't need to defend herself to her husband. I told her she could do whatever she wanted, but I was done being treated like an idiot and I wasn't sharing a bed with someone I couldn't trust. So I moved into the guest room. Communication stopped. The silences were palpable. Even our daughter noticed. I'm not proud of that. I try keeping her out of fights. My wife came to the guest room one night and asked if we could talk. I could tell she's been crying. She said she hated the way things were between us. She felt she was losing me either way. I told her I needed complete honesty. She confessed she hooked up with that coworker, 23 male, on our daughter's birthday. The hickey was from him. Well, f***ing duh! She was lost in the heat of the moment and didn't realize he was sucking so hard on her neck. By her account, they made out while doing some on top of the clothes stuff, and then he went down there. It stopped there because he called her by a nickname that I affectionately called her. It snapped her back to reality of her actions. She went to splash water on her face and saw the hickey. The guy made light of it and made a joke about the hickey being the souvenir. She blew up on him and kicked him out of her suite. Part of the reason she was avoiding me was out of guilt. She said she's coming clean because she doesn't want to hide things anymore. I asked her why she cheated. What was it about that guy she deemed worth risking everything? She claimed it wasn't him specifically, nor is she unhappy with our marriage. She doesn't know how to explain it, but part of her feels broken. The more she looks in the mirror, the more she sees her dad, 57 male. A cycle of being consumed with work, distant from child, and the infidelity he put on her mom, 55 female, through. She said her family never talked about anything openly and how when she was growing up, my mother-in-law never addressed anything with her. I said her parents didn't make her cheat. So I'm sorry, you were hurt by your father's infidelity and you knew what it felt like and you knew what it did to your mother and now you feel the need to do that again. She chose to party up with a guy who constantly disrespected our relationship. These were all her decisions and she could have at any point chosen our family. She agreed. She wants to blame her parents but realizes this is on her. She apologized for cheating and for entertaining the guy's advances. She said she'll do whatever it takes to repair, go to HR, quit her job, counseling, anything. She wants to make everything right. I told her I don't know what right looks like or if that's possible for us anymore. I knew we had our problems, but I thought there wasn't anything we couldn't talk out. She insisted we could still talk it out. We didn't have to give up on us. She tried giving this rally cry for our relationship, but I felt very numb. I said I didn't recognize her, not just the betrayal of our vows, but also how she treated our daughter. She's like a stranger. She feels she failed as a wife and a mom. She said it, not me. But she loves us both beyond words and wants our life together and our family intact. I told her I couldn't give her the answer she wanted and thought we needed to separate and reevaluate. She didn't want separation. She felt we should stay together in our home. But I told her a separation was happening. Either she was leaving home or I was with our daughter. She consented to leaving so as best to not uproot our daughter so much. She asked for our daughter to not be taken away from her. My wife's staying with my in-laws. I know that's difficult in and of itself because she doesn't have the best relationship with her parents. One of the hardest parts is the shift for our daughter. Right now, she believes her mom's
just busy with work.
As per usual. She hasn't questioned it too much. My mother-in-law called the other day. She made no excuses for my wife, but she's advocating for us to work through it. She told me times where she heard my wife describe me as the anchor she always wanted. She believes there's something worth fighting for if I'm open. Despite family opposition we faced through our relationship, my mother-in-law was always a supporter of us. I'm even at more of a loss. I can't imagine this kind of betrayal from my wife. She was my safe place. I feel numb yet broken. I'm in love with her. That hasn't changed. But I don't see myself, her, our relationship, or our family the same. Everything's more tense because it's fresh. I think a period of separation is for the best. I'm not sure about divorce. I haven't let myself fully go there. I'm not set either way. I don't know where things go from here, but I'm focusing on our daughter and taking things one step at a time. I feel that's all I can do right now. Things have been a little chaotic with the new status quo after my wife, 28 females affair, but I'm taking everything one step at a time. My wife and I explained the separation to our daughter, 4 female, in simple, concrete terms and reassured her that we both still love her without going into reasons behind the separation. Our daughter has always been a very observant kid, but I don't think the separation has hit her yet. She doesn't see the difference between her mom not being home and her usually busy with work. Oh, that's sad. Oh, there's no difference, eh? Ooh. During visits, she's more distant toward her mom and clings to me. My wife attempted to play with her on this toy set, but our daughter wasn't having it and shouted at her mom that she didn't want to play with her. The disconnect between my daughter and wife hurts in a way I'm still processing. I knew my wife's work-life balance took its toll. Pre-Vegas, we were supposed to be working on reconnecting, but just how fractured things are is a lot more apparent. Our daughter interacts very little with her mom and becomes quiet around her like she does with strangers. I feel at her age, we, as her parents, should be who she's closest with and not this disconnected from her mom. Their dynamic is something I've been reflecting on. My main focus is making sure my daughter's okay through all of this. As far as between my wife and me, she's advocating for us to reconcile. She expressed she wants to work on our marriage, not solely for our daughter, but because she loves me. Her rally cries for our relationship are still falling flat for me. I can't give her what she wants right now. I told her I wish she would have given herself these rallies before cheating. Yeah. It would have been nice if, it didn't get to that point, where were these, let's work on it before we make bad decisions, She's adamant about the affair timeline and what occurred with the coworker, 23 male. They connected because she felt bad he wasn't fitting in. He kept flirting and treating her like royalty. It started feeling good on the rougher work days. They had an emotional affair even though she didn't label it as such at the time. The emotional affair turned physical during the retreat. She dissociated from her life back home while away in Vegas. She still swears they only giggity-gooed once. The hickey came from foreplay, and he called her my nickname for her, which shook her out of it. Yeah, it's interesting that he knows the nickname. I feel like he was trying to take her place. She snapped at him about his immature attitude with the hickey and then kicked him out of her suite. She thought she could quietly end things and salvage our marriage. I asked her if she wore her wedding ring during giggity times with him. She confessed she did, knowing this hurts like hell. To me, our wedding rings were a physical symbol of our love, commitment to our vows and our bond. She tarnished our rings. I haven't been able to wear mine. It never hurts any less. These are just new levels to the hurt. Ugh, bestie, I'm so sorry this is happening. She admits to contributing to blurred lines. She's now changed her number and claims to have cut contact with the coworker. She reported the affair to HR. The company has suspended both of them while they investigate the extent to which the affair impacted the department. Coworker relations violate their policy, and it doesn't look good for my wife in terms of power balance since she was the guy's mentor. They're also calling into question if she gave him favoritism. Some have suggested I reach out to the coworker. I've considered it, but I'm not in a place to. I feel a lot of anger toward him. He knew exactly what he was doing with the hickey and nickname stunt. I wouldn't get anything from him except trouble. He's not worth it. I'm choosing to focus on my daughter. I've chosen to pursue marriage counseling. This isn't under the promise of reconciling, but as an assist in working through this separation as healthy as possible for our daughter. I'm still numb in a lot of ways. I never thought this would be how my marriage and family turned out. I've seen it happen to others. I've heard stories. I thought I knew what it was like, but it's nothing compared to dealing with it yourself. I don't feel like the same person anymore. I don't know how everything will pan out. It's an uphill battle, but I'm trying to show up to the battle. It's the best I can do right now. Things aren't easy. I don't expect them to be. I don't regret the decision to separate. It was necessary. In many ways, I feel like my hand was forced with the betrayal and all the lies. I'm still finding my footing. I don't put people on pedestals, nor did I ever believe my wife's and my relationship was perfect. I just didn't think we'd end up like this after all this time together. While HR were still conducting their investigation on my wife and the coworker, my wife resigned. Apparently, she received pushback. Some of the top brass were pulling for her to stay on. I wasn't too surprised because she's always been a yes employee who gets the job done. She worked with the company back as an intern in college. She said she wants to prove she's taking every possible action and cutting ties with the guy. I don't know what the investigation result was for him. I don't care. It's not a concern of mine. We've officially begun marriage counseling. It's a new experience overall. I don't know what to expect. We're mostly discussing our relationship's journey up to now, the affair, and what we want from counseling. My wife's position on how the affair began remains consistent. She can't explain it precisely. She wasn't unhappy with me, but part of her feels broken. The undivided special attention became like a to her. The convo shifted to my in-laws, my wife's family life, and the impact of my father-in-law's infidelity. She believes she's a reflection of her dad and how she's both a parent and as a spouse. As a parent, she tried convincing herself she was better than him by showering our daughter with gifts in light of her lacking presence. As a spouse, she tried convincing herself she was better because the affair wasn't physical pre-Vegas. She thought as long as they didn't do anything physical, then she was better than her dad. That was something she told her affair partner while in Vegas, actually. They could hang out as long as it didn't turn physical. I feel like she had so many chances to choose differently, to choose us and our family, but she tossed our daughter and myself to the train tracks. Our relationship wasn't enough to stop her, our wedding rings weren't enough, and our crying daughter wasn't enough. She chose herself every time. She was selfish. She mentions the nickname thing, making her snap back to reality as if it's supposed to make me feel better. It doesn't. Like, what about the fact that you were wearing a wedding ring the whole time? Didn't that make you snap back to reality? Didn't your daughter's birthday make you snap back to reality? I believe she only stopped because she got there and had no more need to go further. I wasn't on her mind. Telling me that I was is like trying to put a band-aid on a gunshot wound. I didn't plan to say half of everything I did, but there's no going back once the door was opened during my turn to talk. She agreed and said she has no excuse for her actions. It's not her parents, it's just her. She swore she loves me and our daughter and wants to fight for our family. I told her that her I love yous felt hollow now. She shut out our daughter and myself to give an intimate part of herself to her coworker. She realizes how much larger than just the affair our problems are. She struggles with connecting with our daughter and worries about messing her up. So she left the primary caretaking to me. She believes I'm better at it. She said there's nothing she can say to change anything, but she wants to show change through her present actions. That is some of the stuff we've dug through in counseling. We're still in the early stages, but I believe it's aiding in communication through separation, which is more healthy for our daughter. Our therapist recommended individual counseling as a complement. It's something I'm seriously researching for myself. Not much has changed with our daughter since the previous update. She doesn't feel there's a difference between her mom being home or not. Oh, so sad. I've watched her go from talkative and playful to instantly completely silent when her mom came by. I've scheduled her for play therapy. I don't know what to expect from that either, but I'm hoping for the best. My main goal is being present for her. I know we need to learn how to trust again in general. That's shot right now. Pre-Vegas, I never had a reason to doubt my wife. My trust was something she had as an irreplaceable partner. I've been betrayed before, but this one did a number in a way others hadn't. I'm trying to stay afloat and focus on what I have rather than what I lost. I can't afford to get lost in myself. So OP maintains that this is not about reconciliation at this point. He wants to just improve the relationship for his daughter. So we have one more update. 5 days later.